Next up, we got the greatest athlete in the world, Mr. Ohtani. Now, I love y'all in my comment section talking crazy. All right. Now, let me give you some real good intake. All right. Number one, I am just now starting to watch baseball. All right. Now, I played baseball when I was younger, or not I'm gonna say younger, but my whole life I was playing baseball up to probably like high school, which was a couple years ago. And I never really watched it. Same with football, actually. I've always just played the sport. I never watched the sport. It's kind of weird, right? I know other people watch the sport. But anyways, so I don't know none of these players. I do not know none of these players, bro. I don't know none of these players. You know what I'm saying? We're literally watching this together. Y'all can help me. All right? You can help me, guys. You can help me. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to do more of the MLB game highlights, too. You know what I'm saying? I'm just trying to learn about baseball, bro. And I just feel like it's so much populated. You know what I mean? And I know most people nowadays, they never really play baseball, stuff like that. So it's like, this is perfect fit for me. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, so Mr. Ohtani here. We're gonna just, I guess it's like, I don't know, is this a story, like his full story or something like that? I don't really know. But hey, before we start the video, I see it's 95% of y'all watch my videos and don't subscribe. Hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. All right. Now, hey, let's see what it is.
As a rookie in Japan, Shohei Ohtani was described as a, quote, selfish player whose team was ruining his career. In 2021, he had what Sporting News
also,
called...
too, this is a brand new channel. Baseball doesn't exist. So, y'all like this video. If I want more from this channel, I'm going to start checking them out. But, yeah.
The greatest individual season in sports history. He had what Sporting News called the greatest individual season in sports history. And in 2022, he's having an even better season. He can throw a 102-mile-per-hour fastball, hit a ball 119 miles per hour, and reached a sprint speed of 19.8 miles per hour.
Is he the fastest?
Faster than Michael Vick. When coming to America, he voluntarily lost close to $200 million just to play Major League Baseball.
Oh, wait a minute. Okay, wait, whoa. Because I know I made, a certain take, basically saying, I just felt as though, most people in Japan are not that athletic versus people in USA, which is a terrible take. I take it back. All right. Now this right here is literally proving, like, this is just, I can't say nothing. Literally, this is like literally made for what I just said. Bro said he's the fastest, literally almost the fastest. Bro could literally run track. Then that's crazy. He said he had an 18.9 40-yard dash. What the hell's going on?
Michael Vick. When coming to America, he voluntarily lost close to $200 million just to play Major League Baseball. In Japan, he gave his entire salary to his mother so she could manage it. She gave him an allowance of $1,000 a month. After 2 years, he saved $20,000, meaning he spent $4,000 in 2 years. His salary was $2.4 million a year. Ohtani doesn't do anything except baseball and has a borderline psychotic obsession with becoming the best athlete in the world. And right now, not a single athlete in any sport even comes close. Just compare him.
I ain't gonna lie, bro. I definitely respect it. Because honestly, bro, like, money does not matter. Like, if you have something you love to do and you're like striving for it, bro, do that. You know what I'm saying? Of course you need money, you know what I'm saying? Because you have to fend for your life and, eat food and drink water. You have to do these natural things. So obviously you need money. But if it's not because I know a lot of people nowadays, they're addicted to just trying to get money, and that's their whole personality and everything. It's just money. Like, no, it's finding your true happiness. Find something that makes you feel good inside. No matter what, you know what I'm saying? You can do this thing where you're mad. You can do this thing whenever. It's like people say going to the gym is like it cleared their head. You know what I'm saying? You feel at peace when you're doing this thing. That's what you need to find in life. Not money is not now if money do make you feel like that, then okay. But at the same time, find something really that can make you feel happy inside.
To LeBron James, who despite being one of the greatest and
crazy,
most versatile players
they made $4,000.
Right
He spent $4,000, bro. That's crazy.
Now, not a
let me know in the comments. Would y'all do that? You think y'all could be so money management like that and don't spend?
Single athlete in any sport even comes close. Just compare him to LeBron James, who despite being one of the greatest and most versatile players in a sport that is way less specialized than baseball, has never finished a season top 10 in points, rebounds, and assists. This season, Ohtani is top 5 in the AL in 3 major offensive categories and also 3 major pitching categories. No other athlete in the world can compete because he is a starting pitcher and a designated hitter, making him one of only 2 MLB players in the past 100 years to do that. Since the 90s, there have been 6 MLB players who also played in the NFL. Meaning, if Ohtani was the league's best hitter, then played in the NFL during the offseason, that would actually be less impressive. Out of all the players who've done this, Bo Jackson was the best, making an all-star team in baseball and leading the NFL in 3 offensive categories in the same year. But unlike
I know about that Bo Jackson, you know what I'm saying? Hey, though, that's crazy, bro. This is like, so okay, I understand now. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I didn't really watch baseball, so I really don't know. I just didn't know. I didn't know, bro. You know what I'm saying? But now I'm getting information. So this tell me this dude Ohtani really making history right now. We ain't seen this in so long. That's crazy. That's crazy. Hey, also all props to him, bro. That's crazy, bro. For sure. Out of all the players who've done this, Bo Jackson was the best, making an all-star team in baseball and leading the NFL in Bro ran on the wall. This nigga Bo Jackson. Bro, he ran on the wall,
best,
bro.
Making
like,
an all-star team in baseball and leading.
Why did he do that? Like that like some shit up a movie or something, like a little TV show. Like, why did he just do that? And it looks so clean though. He did it clean. Bro just ran. Bro could literally be like, who is this?
Done this, Bo Jackson was the best, making an all-star team in baseball and leading the NFL in 3 offensive categories in the same year. But unlike Ohtani, he could only keep up this insane production for 1 year. And according to WAR, Ohtani's 2021 season was more valuable than all 8 of Bo Jackson's MLB seasons combined. There have been several two-way players within football. Lou Groza was one of the biggest offensive linemen in the league and was also the best kicker in the league. Jimmy Consolman was not only the team's quarterback, he also played defensive back and was the head coach of the team. He also owned the franchise. However, unlike
no. Hey, I'm learning so much, bro. This is a great video. Bro, this is hilarious.
Was not only the team's quarterback.
What? Wait, hold on. So you tell me this dude owned the team, he played for the team, and he played multiple positions on the team.
And was also the best kicker in the league. Jimmy Consolman was not only the team's quarterback, he also played defensive back and was the head coach of the team. He also owned the franchise. However, unlike Ohtani, neither won league MVP and played over 50 years ago. In modern sports, this doesn't happen because it requires an insane workload and obsession to training that only Ohtani has, and these stories prove his obsession to baseball is borderline psychotic. As a rookie in Japan, Ohtani would pitch for the team's minor league team during the day, then that same day would be in the lineup and play right field for the major league team at night. By the time he left Japan at 23 years old, he didn't even have a driver's license because according to him, it took too much time to get it and he only wanted to go to the field and back anyway. In fact, in his first...
You know what's funny is because I actually know people. My friend is exactly like this, bro. My friend is exactly like this. Like, this dude literally, like, oh my God. This is crazy how you really can put your mind to something, like, and really care only about that one thing. Like, dang, bro, that's crazy.
First professional season, his team wouldn't even allow him to go out to dinner with his teammates. He was only allowed to go from the stadium to the hotel or to the team's dormitories where he lived during the season. And even after becoming the best and most famous athlete in Japan, he voluntarily stayed in the team's dormitories, which are usually reserved for young players, where players need to request and receive permission anytime they want to leave. According to him, he literally trains while he sleeps, saying he, quote, gets ideas while he's sleeping, then tries them in the game the next day. Ohtani has the obsession and competitiveness of Kobe and Jordan, but his on-the-field antics are kind of the opposite. it. Ohtani is constantly apologizing and waving at people. He threw a ball close to Mark Canha's head. He got pissed and screamed at Ohtani. Ohtani just laughed and apologized. During a brawl with the Mariners, him and his interpreter got in the pile and pulled a player out in the friendliest way possible. He's constantly seen picking up trash off the field because in high school, he was taught this is good luck. Ohtani's personality really doesn't seem like an ultra-competitive athlete, but he is definitely built like one. In fact, his raw physical ability made some people call him the best player in the world before he even stepped foot in America, making him arguably a bigger prospect than LeBron James, who is known as being the best prospect in basketball history. But believe it or not, at one point, there was even a prospect in his class ranked higher than him. He ended up playing in the Philippines for the Pure Feud TJ Hot Dogs. Ohtani had no such competition. He set the Japanese record for fastest pitch thrown in high school, set the record for fastest pitch thrown in Japanese history, and hit a home run that literally went through the roof of the Tokyo Dome before he ever even stepped foot in America. MLB prospects are graded on a scale from 20 to 80. Getting an 80 means that you are a Hall of Fame level talent in that skill. It is only given to the top 0.2% of major leaguers. Ohtani got an 80 in 3 different skills, meaning that he has Hall of Fame level talent in power, in speed, and for his splitter. It goes without saying that this has never happened in the history of baseball, where it's universally accepted that being a hitter and a pitcher at the same time is impossible. And if it wasn't for this extremely rare and lucky circumstance that likely will never happen again, Ohtani would have never even been allowed to attempt to do both. After high school, Ohtani publicly announced he would sign to a major league team, asking Japanese teams not to draft him. The Nippon Ham Fighters completely ignored this.
Whoa, what did he just say? He asked teams not to draft him.
Do both. After high school, Ohtani publicly announced he would sign to a major league team, asking Japanese teams not to draft him. The Nippon Ham Fighters completely ignored this and drafted him anyway. To convince Ohtani to sign with them instead of going to America, making their pick worthless, they had to offer him something that no other team was willing to: the ability to void his contract and allow him to go to America whenever he wanted, and let him become a two-way player, which literally no other team on earth was even considering. Ohtani became the first two-way player in Japan in over 60 years, when several players did it for a few years before they decided that doing both was too hard. Babe Ruth was an American icon for doing this for a year and a half before he also decided it was too hard. The only players in the 100-plus year history of baseball who did this for more than a few seasons were Bullet Joe Rogan and Martin DeHigo. These players were so legendary, they made the Hall of Fame despite never playing a game of Major League Baseball because of the color barrier. So obviously, nobody thought Ohtani could do it. He was called childish for taking up bats away from, quote, real players. Scouts in Japan thought that the Fighters were literally ruining his career by allowing him to do both, and the Fighters themselves likely wouldn't have even allowed him to do both if they didn't think it was the only way they could prevent him from signing in America. But within 3 years, he became the second best hitter in the league while simultaneously being the best pitcher in the league. He won league.
That's correct, bro. This dude is like, wow. I have nothing. I literally have nothing to say.
MVP in every other award in Japan, becoming the most famous athlete in the country. In 2017, Ohtani submitted his request to go to
How come I'm first time hearing? This is my first time ever hearing about him. Literally. I've never heard this dude ever in my life until now. And he's so-called the best person ever. You know what I'm saying?
Which literally cost him hundreds of millions of dollars. But before we get to that, a word from today's sponsor. Everyone has people in their life that they rely on. For example, I have an editor who's editing this video right now. Whether you need a person, you can get a that's $200 to the Angel dollars. But since he was still signed in May 2017, Ohtani requested his release so he could go to MLB in 2017. If Ohtani waited 2 more years, he would have been a free agent and would have signed a major league contract for around $200 million. But since he was still under contract in Japan, he was only legally allowed to sign for $3.5 million. Ohtani did not care. He signed to the Angels, making less money than he made for the Fighters and $190 million less than if he would have just waited 2 more seasons. Being the first two-way player in MLB was the only thing Ohtani cared.
But he can still get the money though. So I feel like he's losing the money right now, which he don't care about money. But after like the contract situation get, you know what I'm saying, situated, he could just simply re-sign for $200 million, right? Isn't that how it happens?
Cared about, which just based off the daily work schedule for a major leaguer literally seems impossible. MLB pitchers typically arrive 6 hours before the game starts to do pitching workouts. Position players also arrive 6 hours before the game starts to do position player workouts. Shohei Ohtani does both. In theory, that's 12 hours of work a day, plus 3 hours of games he plays every single night. That's 15 hours of baseball every day and doesn't even include the insane travel schedule professional baseball players go through. And this insane work schedule almost ended his career as a two-way player. Ohtani's first week in MLB was electric. He hit 3 home runs in his first 4 games. He took a perfect game into the 7th and over his first 2 starts held opposing batters to a .093 batting average. At one point, he was even the betting favorite to win MVP as a rookie. Then, he completely fell apart.
This scout said he probably should be at A-ball right now.
His next 3 starts were terrible, and then came injury.
Ohtani parted tonight's game due to a blister.
After injury.
Shohei Ohtani will undergo Tommy John surgery.
When Ohtani found out he was getting Tommy John, he was so depressed he didn't step outside his house once for an entire week. Ohtani was still allowed to hit, putting up numbers strong enough to win Rookie of the Year, but this was used by many as proof he shouldn't focus on pitching at all.
It's time for the Angels to step in and make a decision for him. It's too hard.
See, I'm just figuring out, how is this going to affect his body though? Like, that's what I'm trying to figure out. Like tomorrow he does 15 hours worth of baseball a day. Like, come on now. Like, I understand, yeah, you are that person. You know what I'm saying? He's very athletic, all that stuff. But your body can only hold so much. You know what I'm saying? You're still a human being, you're not a robot. You can't be a robot out here. So it just, I don't know how that's going to happen. Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. Like, maybe he does it. Maybe he just doesn't do it both days. Maybe some games he pitch and don't bat. The other games he bat, don't pitch. Maybe that's a better idea. You know what I'm saying? Whatever they need him in that day, maybe they need him to bat, not pitch that game. You know what I'm saying? Instead of doing both. Like,
to be the best hitter and pitcher at the highest level.
He played 2019 solely as a hitter to recover his elbow. He hit well, but experienced even more injuries.
You almost have to pick one or the other because both are so demanding.
Rehabbing from an elbow and knee injury while trying to train at 2 positions, plus a pandemic, made Ohtani's 2020 the worst season of his career. Then, another injury.
Tommy John surgery, check. Knee surgery, check. Now an arm strain, check. He's screwed.
Ohtani was getting 6 days.
See, that's probably why I ain't hear about it, because he's been hurt this whole time. This is probably why I haven't heard about him. Now I think he's healthy now, so now I can hear him. Okay.
Rest between starts, resting the day before and after pitching, and was not put in a lineup in games when he pitched. But despite all of these safety measures, his body was breaking down, and in 2021, he knew it was his last chance to prove a two-way player was possible. The Angels went with the complete opposite approach. He would get essentially no rest, play every day, and hit and pitch during the same game, giving him a workload never seen in baseball history. And this caused the best season ever seen. He became the first player ever to be selected to the All-Star team twice in the same season, once as a pitcher and once as a hitter. He was selected to compete in the Home Run Derby, had his interpreter catch for it, and donated the $150,000 he won to the Angels clubhouse workers. An All-Star Game jersey signed by Ohtani sold for over $130,000, and it wasn't even game worn. In Japan, every single Angels game was nationally broadcasted, including an alternate broadcast that filmed him the entire game, no matter where he was. He won the Silver Slugger Award, the Best DH Award, AP Male Athlete of the Year, ESPY's Male Athlete of the Year, was listed as one of the top 100 most influential people in the world by Time Magazine, and was unanimous MVP. He was even chosen by the Japanese government to get the People's Honor Award of Japan. However, Ohtani turned it down, saying, quote, "It's too early for me to get the award." Ohtani's 2021 was ranked.
This dude sounds like, bro, this dude should be a superhero at this point. Ohtani is a superhero. Let's just say that.
As the single.
If y'all watching this far, all right, first of all, I love you. You know what I'm saying? We're about 20 minutes into the video. So, number one, I love you. All right. Now, so I see who's watching, all right, this far. We'll play a little game, all right. The game is for you guys to just comment a word. The word of the day is Ohtani. Easy. Ohtani. I know y'all know how to spell Ohtani. I know y'all know how to spell Ohtani.
Greatest season by
and also let me know what superhero name he should come up with. You know what I'm saying? Because bro, superheroes. So we need a superhero name for him, bro.
Any athlete in sports history. In 2022, he's already accumulated more WAR than he had in 2021. In an 8-game stretch in June, Ohtani made 2 starts, didn't give up a single run, and struck out an insane 49% of the batters he faced. During this stretch, he also hit 4 home runs and had 12 RBIs. He accumulated 1.8 WAR. That's more WAR than the entire Detroit Tigers offense has all season. Ohtani did it in 8 days. Since 2021, Ohtani has offensive numbers on par with Willie Mays' career numbers while putting up pitching stats on par with Pedro Martinez's career numbers. He is literally 2 Hall of Fame players in one, making him the greatest athlete on earth. The Baseball Doesn't Exist merch line is live. We have everything in.
Damn.